Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's go back and take a closer look at some of these games in the Toaplan Arcade Garage Tiger Heli. Again, this is the Japanese Switch version. I got this on the eShop. Okay, arcade, super easy. Arcade challenge. Yeah, I played this a little bit in the arcades. Again, I didn't have like a lot of access to this machine, and I never played the NES or the Famicom versions. So these are brand new to me, really. But let's play the old arcade game. I think we're going to adjust the difficulty though, because the default difficulty is super ridiculous. In fact, really, any of these arcade games are going to be, you know, the default difficulty is going to be just really, really too hard. Okay, I think these are okay to leave as they are. Turned off all the gadgets. Free play is on. Oh no, what is this thing? I have no idea what it is. Oh, I wonder why I can't change the difficulty. Or the lives or anything. Yeah, to me that seems unusual. I mean, unless this is only available for the easy setting. I don't know if I really want, like, super easy, though. There must be something I'm missing. Oh, maybe this is only for the custom game. Well, let's see how many credits it takes to get through this. I would imagine a multitude. I said I played this, you know, probably for about a month, like every couple days, as much as my allowance would allow me to, well, you know, before I went to school. And I think the convenience store owners only had this for about a month, because people weren't as enamored with it as I was. I definitely miss those kind of days when you know, you could just go down to the convenience store and just play an arcade game. Something was available, or like even a regular grocery store. A lot of grocery stores had them as well. Back in the old days. Of course, now you know it's super convenient to play a game nowadays. I mean, you can download a game on your phone. You have your Switch. You can carry that with you on your Switch. So you know, games are a lot more accessible now. Versus, you know, the time when I was growing up. And now people from my generation, you know, they're opening bars that are arcade themed. So super weird to think about. Yeah, and I was watching a reviewer for this game, and God, he kept talking about how disappointing it was. You know, this game was like so slow moving, and you know, it wasn't very satisfying. But you know, then I never realized that, you know, he's a younger person, certainly younger than me. But I never really realized that. There were shmup fans who were maybe just raised on cave shooters, and so something like this, something super arcane like this, you know, obviously wouldn't invoke any nostalgia, and the game itself just wouldn't seem fun because, you know, it's on a different level. You know, it's incredibly difficult. There are bullets everywhere, but they're not everywhere just for show. You know, they're basically in select places because that was the technology that we had. And to me, I see like a cave shooter being like a different class of shmup. you know, not what I would traditionally think of a shmup. But you know, if that's what you were raised on, if you were raised on, you know, Battle Garega and you know, Dudonpachi, then something like this, yeah, it would not initially be fun because it's, you know, kind of moving around at its own slow pace. Now, even though you're getting your ass kicked, just the fact that it's, you know, not moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour, you know, with millions of bullets on the screen, yeah, maybe it would just not motivate you. But, you know, my early shooter was like Asteroids, you know, River Raid, you know, things that, you know, obviously wouldn't be fun to anybody nowadays. But to me, those are, you know, those shmups are like kind of the basis for what I consider a shooter. And like the hyper cave shooter, you know, with, you know, billions in score and millions of bullets. That's sort of like, to me, it's like when somebody plays a, you know, an arcade style racing game and what they really want is a sim. You know, they're just like a little disappointed that they didn't get the sim. So Cruise and Blast to me is a fun racing game, but you know, if you only want Forza or Gran Turismo, then yeah, I could see maybe not having fun with Cruise and Blast. Even though it's a perfectly good game. God, this game's hard. I mean, here I think it's definitely not as refined of a game, but you know, it's a number of years older than Twin Cobra. You know, on significantly different hardware. So yeah, I mean, you know, they were still learning when they made this game, and they kind of really got the formula down, you know, pretty well in my opinion. Once they hit the Twin Cobra status. See, I still find this thrilling enough because, you know, there's enough bullets to dodge, and there's enough dying going on where I definitely don't consider myself a master. And this isn't necessarily, I mean, it's not a strict pattern memorization game either. There's some variance in the way the enemies attack you, so, you know, you're gonna get a mostly similar experience, but not exactly. Oh, there's no continues. Oh my god, I don't know if I could possibly ever get to the end of this then. Well, it would certainly take a couple weeks for me to be good enough to get to the point where I could even see the second round. Let's see. I mean, I don't know. Let's see how far we can get. Maybe we'll have to switch to easy just to get to the round 2. As I said, you know, this game isn't really necessarily part of my memories either because again, I didn't really get to play it that much. I mean, Twin Cobra, I played quite a bit. Message. Oh, I can't pause. I can't pause. This is an arcade game. Silly me. Oh, I didn't hit the right pause button. Ugh. Taking chances. Yeah, I'm hoping at some point in time we see Twin Eagle as well. That's another like helicopter shmup, although not made by Toaplan, I don't believe. I'd say the only thing that's really disappointing about this game to me is that they did not include Twin Cobra 2. I think that really would have rounded out the package. And again, Twin Cobra 2 came out, quite a number of years after this game. But it would have been nice. I mean, if you're going to have a Tiger Heli collection, you really should include every game in the series. But maybe there's some problems with it. Maybe they didn't have the source code. Who knows? I do know that these particular PCBs, this particular hardware that this game runs on, it's very difficult to emulate. So M2 went through a lot of trouble to rework this arcade board to run on modern hardware. So it was no small effort. It's not traditional emulation. It really is like back-coding, recoding. I have 2 bomb and 1 little heli. Yeah, because this is before the age of continues too. So I mean, you got one shot at this. Get as far as you can. And just continue where you left off. And again, this is an arcade version, so it's not really... These games aren't really designed for you to get all the way through them, It's designed to take your money for, you play for a couple minutes and then that's it, you move on to another game. That's what really the home versions shine, is that they can, they take the same game, rework the difficulty, the enemy placement, so that is something that you could potentially beat. Of course, they were also designed to take your money, but not in the same way that an arcade game was. So I never feel too bad about not being able to complete one of these with, like a single credit, or even multiple credits, because, they really weren't designed for that reason. The home versions, of course, that's less of an excuse. Those really were designed for a unique challenge at home that you could play and memorize, and get good at. And not to say that you can't get good at this game to the point where you can one credit. This is one of those games that, I think you couldn't easily do it, but it's still within the realm of possibility. Unlike a Batsugun or a Dudonpachi, where it's getting a one credit through that game is reserved for only the most hardcore people. Which I'm definitely not one of those. I mean, I'm a hardcore person, but I don't have like a hardcore skill set. Nor do I have like some strong desire to prove myself to the internet. I really just have a strong desire to have some fun. Oh, Jesus. That's the toughest thing about this game is the enemies that shoot behind you. Those are the like they're so difficult to deal with. See, it's not a bullet hell necessarily, but it is fairly difficult to weave through all this stuff. So essentially it's the same set of skills to weave through it. You know, it's just that your hitbox is giant. Because the idea behind the bullet hell really, and the, you know, the 3-pixel hitbox is just, it just wasn't a thing that people did back in these days, or necessarily that they could do. Okay, do I have to do this super easy? I guess let's see. How easy is super easy? I don't know, I find it charming, but I guess I'm okay if things aren't pristine and perfect. I think there's an option to do the smoothing too. Is that it? Yeah, because that. Okay, that's scan lines. Okay, that's background. So let's do the smoothing. Because that is a lot closer to what this would have looked like on a CRT. There's this weird thing about people thinking that CRTs are crystal clear. They weren't. Especially back in these days. I mean, this was about the clarity that you'd get from a CRT. And certainly, if you had a family with a budget, like I did when growing up, you know, we weren't buying like top tier displays. So, you know, my TV growing up didn't even look this clear. Oh, your ship is like way faster. Oh, this doesn't even feel like the same game. I mean, I don't know if I like fiddling with the formula this much. I really just want to be able to, like, have more lives so I can possibly get through the game, you know, not alter the gameplay. I mean, I'm glad this mode is here for something that just, for anybody that finds it too frustrating for the way the original moves. Well, like I said, this is kind of a different game now if you give yourself this much speed. You know, because the enemy bullets aren't, and level isn't designed for this speed. You know, I don't know if I like this. I guess maybe we need to do a custom game and just give ourselves like a shitload of lives. Maybe that's the better way to play this, and still keep like the same gameplay. Yeah, because I personally don't mind the slower movement. I mean, it's not like you know, the way the bullets are set up and the enemies move and the screen scrolling. It's not like you have to move faster. I mean, the whole game is designed around your being like a slower craft and having to, you know, kind of pick your shots a lot more carefully. You know, versus just like, you know, completely spraying the screen. But again, I understand if you're, you know, if you're a Batsugan person and that's what you think a shmup is, then yeah, I totally get it. I totally get why you would hate this game. But you know, it's not the only kind of shooter. There are other kinds too that, you know, you can enjoy, give them a little chance. Just like I still like playing Tecmo Bowl over like a Madden game, even though it's not a real American football game. I mean, it doesn't really play much like real American football, but it's so fun it doesn't really matter. But you know, if you're looking for a sports game with like momentum-based physics, then yeah, probably Tecmo Bowl isn't for you. Yeah, your ship moves just way too fast. I mean, it should not move this fast. I don't know if I like it. Oh, do you not lose your craft? Oh, your hitbox is like way smaller. A bullet passed right through my ship. I really shouldn't have lived through that if it was the regular game. Ah, interesting. Well, they made some changes for, you know, to kind of make it more accessible. I guess that's good. Because it is a hard game, and if you're not like super patient, you just want to be able to, you know, blow through it and kick its ass. Yeah, I guess this would be more satisfactory to you. Well, you know, I still find a game like, you know, like Scramble or Super Cobra interesting too. So, yeah, it just it just shows my age, I guess. Yeah, I do wonder what the next Toaplan game will be. You know, they have a really good catalog of games. You know, it might be like, you know, Zero Wing or Hellfire or something like that. You know, Truxton as a big game. You know, for me, certainly playing it on the Mega Drive. Yeah, I should have died there. It's the typical Toaplan trap. You get you comfortable going to a certain part of the screen, then then they surround you with other enemies that you don't expect, unless you remember, you know, where they spawn. No, I lost my little helpers. So sad and lonely. Yeah, I think the rapid fire almost shoots too many bullets at a time. I wish it was the rate of fire was a little bit less. Because then you just end up shooting all of your bullets in one stream, and a lot of times you just need to space out that bullet shot. So I just end up doing like the manual shooting. Unless it's, you know, with a, you know, really tough enemy, then I might switch to the rapid shot. But, you know, you shoot all your bullets you're allowed to on the screen at once, and then there's that period where you can't shoot anything. You know, which can certainly be trouble. Yeah, maybe I'll need to play a custom game, and I'll just adjust it a little bit more, because I think the default difficulty is just too hard. But this is, I mean, it's called super easy, so obviously it's too easy. I think I want a little bit more of a challenge than this. Look at those mountains. So green and craggy. I mean, they almost look like flat-shaded polygons the way they're drawn. Kind of funny. Oh no, somebody's RC car. Sorry, kid. Two bombs and two little heli. One tiny little heli family. What? Oh, yeah, that would have died there. Tricky Toaplan. Giving you that little bit of a lull. Then bam! Punch you from behind. Oh no, they killed my whole family. I'll get back for them. Look at that. One little FU before you get to the end of the stage. must be the end of the loop. Yeah. I was about to say, that's a lot of points. Yeah, yeah. Super easy is too easy. I think we have to do some adjustments. So, let's see here. Maybe we want custom? So that we still get a challenge, but not completely blow by the game. So let's say 1 lower. And we'll still give ourselves 3 lives. We'll see what 1 lowers, if it's significantly different. I mean, sometimes the difficulties are so subtle, like you have to really, kind of like really crank the level down to see the difference. And, you know, the slightly lower difficulty might have been what the dip switch was set to, you know, where I played the game. Because, you know, arcade owners, you know, the more greedy ones would set the difficulty higher than the default. You know, in order to get that extra cash flowing. I mean, this seems like a little bit more manageable. Not dying right away, necessarily. I know, it's very 1942-ish, huh? Get a little side plane. They keep coming. Oh, damn it. There we go. Okay, that's more like what I think is reasonable. It's the default difficulty is just, it's so goddamn hard. Oh, there's the checkpoint right there. Come on. Damn it all. Kind of cool. They have the ability to what power up you want to select. Pick a bomb, or a ship that shoots to the side or shoots to the front. And it's pretty cool. It's a nice little system. Like how the music gets all crazy too. If you have a ship. And if you don't have a ship, it's kind of lonely sound. But as soon as you get another ship, it's like, ah, hyper, hyper. Nah, shit. Just couldn't sneak through there. No, my friend. They got you. Oh, jeez. Oh, the polygons. Oh, jeez. Oh, I got hit. It is interesting when it decides to throw out an auto bomb for you, and when it decides to kill you. Not really sure how that works yet. I should use a bomb. Not same place. Oh my god. Oh. I don't learn for shit. But yeah, I think that's more my style, that difficulty. I think super easy is too easy, and the default difficulty is just, it's just way too hard. Those bullets are like, you know, extremely fast. Yeah, so to me, custom, one difficulty down. That's just about right. Okay, Tiger Heli NES version. I think we looked at this just a little bit last time. Let's go ahead and change the screen settings a bit then. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of rough coming from the arcade version. I mean, this is really why I didn't get into my I didn't get really into the NES that much, because I was, you know, I played so many arcade games that, you know, when you come home and you know, you're playing, you know, that fairly impressive arcade game, and then this is what it looks like when you get home. You're like, oh, that's kind of too bad. Even though it's, you know, it's a perfectly fine game in this form, but it definitely gives you, you know, an idea of why I wasn't really a big console gamer. I was more of an arcade gamer for a long time, and I really didn't get into the consoles or console games until probably the TurboGrafx, really. So that whole NES generation, I don't really hold that many fond memories of. You know, there are definitely some games that I remember. Yeah, but you know, I was spoiled on those arcade games, and the NES just couldn't do it. Although, you know, going back later and playing these games, you know, realizing that they were putting more into these home versions to get them to play, you know, more balanced, you know, a little bit more even, so that you could play them at home and get all the way to the end, potentially, you know, not without some struggle, you know, versus the arcade game, which is really just all about taking your money, giving you the, you know, the impossible challenge, just, you know, so you'd fail and put more money in. And they were certainly capable of, you know, making this game, you know, frustratingly hard, like the arcade game, if they wanted to. But, you know, they're trying to get people to play for longer times. And, you know, gaming back in these days, I mean, it was a younger crowd. There just were not, you know, you didn't have generations of people, you know, having already been familiar with games. You know, this was like the second generation of gamer, maybe even the first. You know, I don't know if I want to count like the first generation gamer that were, you know, playing with the, you know, the Odyssey and the and the Vectrex. I think they were certainly the pioneer generation of gaming. Probably like the real core gaming crowd didn't really get a foothold until this, you know, this generation. You know, if you were playing this in elementary school or something. Still continuing this one, right? Ah, yeah. Oh, that's rough. But that's like the arcade one. Yeah, the arcade didn't let you continue either. Holy crap, wow. I'm already screwing up right here at the first part of the game. That's fantastic. Oh boy. Yeah, I think this is going to take a lot more practice to get good at the NES one. Like, the bullet patterns are completely different, and you can't go as far down the screen as you would in the arcade version. Yeah, so like where the bottom of my chopper is, like in the arcade version, you could, put your player like halfway through the bottom. In this one, the tail actually hits the bottom of the screen, and that's it. So it takes a little getting used to. Ah, damn it. Alright, I guess I've played long enough. This is Apostrophe. You've been watching Tiger Heli, the original Tiger Heli. We played the arcade version, the super easy version, which personally I think is too easy, although it does let you experience the entire game if you're, not particularly, or if you're just like maybe kind of jumping into shmups and, just starting off. So to me, I think the perfect amount is not the default difficulty, but a custom game with one difficulty down. I think that's like a more reasonable challenge because the default difficulty is pretty damn hard. Require a lot more memorization. These home ports, the Famicom and NES ones, I mean, they were certainly good for their time. Obviously, it doesn't really represent the arcade game that much. Just a small shell of it. But I probably would have been happy playing this back in 1986. So yeah, I mean, probably this is not the game that you want to get the collection for. Really, it might be too dated for a modern gamer. Twin Cobra or Kick a Tiger is probably closer to what you might want, unless you absolutely love bullet hells. Then this is not something for you. If the bullet hell feeling, the fast moving, million things on the screen, billions and billions of points, that's not what you're getting here. So just bear that in mind if you decide to pick up this collection when it comes out next year in the States. Like I said, I would guess that this is going to be like maybe February-ish, somewhere around there. I mean, this came out in October. It usually takes a little while for it to hit the U.S. shores, although I don't know what kind of work they'd really do outside of translating the menu items to English, because the games themselves are, I mean, they're mostly English. I don't know what you'd have to do to it. But we'll wait and see. I'll cover this game again when it hits the PS4 as part of the Shot Trigger series there, and, we'll see if there's any differences. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.